So, we're continuing our conversation about health. I would also like to talk a little bit more about lunch in terms of food, so that you can understand everything. In general, there are 3 main Ayurvedic constitutions that you should take into account in your life. There are people who constantly feel very hot, they get angry easily, have disturbed sleep, may have heartburn and often inflammatory processes in the body. They sometimes feel weak, their skin may turn yellow. Along with the heat in the body, blood pressure rises. Such people can't stand the sun. It's difficult for them to endure heat, travel to southern countries. This is a sign that you have a lot of fire in your body. Such people should completely exclude fried tomatoes or tomato paste, as well as red peppers from their diet, and maybe exclude bell peppers as well. It's also better to use less sunflower oil. All these products heat up the body very much. They are very warming products. It's better for such people not to fry food, but cook it in another way. But such people should not give up oil. If there's a lot of fire in the body, digestion is strong, and if the food lacks oil, then there will be health problems. When there's a lot of fire in the body, it's better to use oils that have a cold nature. These are oils such as clarified butter, sour cream, and flaxseed oil. By the way, it has a warming effect in India and a cooling effect here, in our area. Therefore, it is not considered cold in Ayurveda, but experience shows that it cools the body and is suitable for everyone who has a lot of fire in the body here in our climate. Grapeseed oil also cools, especially green seeds from green grape seeds. Such people benefit from using cooling herbs in drinks, teas. These are mint, anise, fennel, and cardamom. We are only talking about the central zone of Russia, well, maybe even for the southern parts of Russia. But in India, again, all this will work differently, as well as in southern countries. Since most people here live in the middle part, I'll focus on that area. Everyone chooses some kind of cooling drink for themselves, one that cools them down. In the south, lemon cools, for example. It helps to get rid of heat, but here it warms up instead. Therefore, lemon should not be used for cooling. Ginger should also not be used for cooling, because although it cools, it is not suitable for the Pitta constitution. So, it is not suitable for this fiery, hot constitution. It is good for such people to drink a little before meals and eat a lot of salad. Usually, people who have a lot of fire in their body need to eat more raw food. There are people who have so much fire in their body that only raw food is suitable for them. If they eat something cooked, there is a high risk of inflammatory processes in their body, and apart from raw food, nothing can be digested normally. Diabetes is a clear sign of such a constitution. Experience shows that when you have diabetes, it is best to eat only raw food or almost only raw food. Also, if you can't tolerate oil, can't tolerate the sun, can't tolerate spices, nothing at all, that's a sign that you might try eating more raw foods. Those who live in big cities should also eat more raw food. There's not enough prana, vital energy, and therefore a person needs more raw food than if they lived in nature or in a small town. Because in big cities there's not enough prana. There's only asphalt everywhere, houses everywhere. All this consumes energy. People consume life energy. If there are no trees, no earth, no water, a person's vital energy melts away. They lack strength. Life force also melts away if there are a lot of people around. To replenish prana, you need raw food. Cooked food has more influence on mental activity and gives a person calmness and relaxation. It gives more love, especially if it's prepared with love. So the idea of those who eat only raw food, that cooked food is dead, they call it dead food, is wrong. Because life is not only prana. Such people, raw foodists, believe that life is prana. If something is fresh, it means life. If it's not fresh, it means not life. Life is also love. In ancient culture, people cooked food on fire to satisfy God. They put love, their energy of love, into it. And those who eat this food prepared with love get rid of all sins and purify themselves. Those people who lived in the forest in abstention ate only roots or fruits. Often they didn't cook on fire, but they offered their love and heart to God. So it's also not true that if you eat raw food, it means you don't love anyone. Or if you eat cooked food, it means you're eating dead food. All these philosophies are philosophies of degradation. When people talk about this, they don't know the truth. In fact, the truth is that some people need to eat more cooked food, and some need more raw food. That's the truth. Also, the truth is that if a person feels that something is suitable for them, they always think that it is also suitable for everyone else. Surprisingly, even aspiring doctors who start treating people only treat them with what is right for themselves. Well, it means they advise everything that suits them. Once I had such a case. In India, I was listening to a seminar by an Ayurvedic doctor, and he was criticizing cucumbers. He said that cucumbers are a harmful product. You shouldn't eat them. I set myself up for his body and saw that cucumbers don't suit him at all, but they suit many people on earth. It's an amazing and good product that, by the way, cools the body. For those people who have a lot of fire in their body, they need to eat more cucumbers, more spinach, lettuce leaves, apples, bananas, persimmons. These are all cooling products. Coconut also belongs to such products. So we've talked a little about those people who have a hot nature. It's especially harmful for such people to eat fried or oily food and sweets at night. Sweets, by the way, warm up at night. They have a warming power in the evening. This is especially true for food prepared with sugar. During the day, sweet food doesn't heat up, and in the morning it doesn't heat up. It only heats up in the evening. It warms up a person and interferes with their health. Now, the next constitution is when a person is always cold and has tension in the body. Their joints may hurt from constant movement and tension. They have an unstable mind, so they are constantly running around, fussing over, and finding it difficult to stop and calm down. They have an unstable appetite, may experience constipation and sleep disturbances due to tension. Such a person may have diseases of the spine and intestines. Body cramps may occur. There may also be an increased susceptibility to colds and headaches from fatigue. Such people should increase the content of boiled and stewed food in their diet. The diet should also include oily foods, but they should consume oil in moderation. Oil is especially good for people who have a lot of air energy in their body because they have weak digestion, and oil stimulates it. You should eat oil moderately to avoid a heavy load on digestion. After all, it takes a lot of energy to digest oil. Experience shows that people with weak digestion need to eat more sweet spices. For example, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, and star anise. This constitution is called Vata dosha. Such people need to apply oil to their body. There are 3 types of people. This does not refer to constitutions. For some people, clarified butter works, coconut oil works for others, and for the 3rd type of people, sesame oil suits best. As for cold showers, the more tension is in the body, the worse cold showers and bathing in cold water are perceived. In this case, it's better to take a contrast or warm shower. Cold water therapy is especially suitable for the fiery Pitta constitution. For people with a lot of tension in the body, contrast shower hardening is suitable. First a warm shower, then a cool one, then warm again. When visiting a sauna, such people should first go to the steam room and then dip into cold water. But those with Pitta constitution should first dip into cold water and then go to the steam room. Otherwise, they will overheat and their health will get worse. Sauna has a good effect and balances all 3 doshas, but you need to know how to use the sauna properly for the benefit of health. The older a person is, the more the sauna suits him. Children should not be brought to the sauna. They don't need it. For adults, the sauna helps to remove Pitta and Vata. If there is a lot of tension in a person's body, then first you should go to the steam room, then into cold water, then back to warmth. This way the person's body relaxes. But you should always end sauna procedures with a cool stage. People with Vata constitution and a lot of tension in the body should always eat something warm. Such people should eat more warm food for their digestion to work well. For those with a lot of Pitta in their body, warm food may not be suitable at all. For example, drinking hot milk before bed isn't suitable for some people because there is too much fire in their body. Yes, you can drink it, it's calming, but sometimes cold milk suits the body better than hot milk. You can experience it for yourself. For example, if after drinking hot milk you calmed down and had a good night's sleep, it means you're doing everything right. But if you don't even want to drink hot milk, it means it's not suitable for you. You need to rely on your own sensations, but sometimes sensations can mislead you. Let's say a person with Vata constitution poorly controls their appetite. People with Pitta constitution take a portion of food and eat it all, while people with Vata constitution may take a portion they can't manage because they get full quickly. At least for this reason, they should take smaller portions to avoid wasting food. It's impossible to overcool a person who has a Pitta constitution. A person with a Vata constitution can never be overheated. There can be extremes at times, but that's only temporary. A person's preferences will soon become typical for their constitution again. You will always feel if something was excessive. For instance, a hot-natured person can still freeze sometimes. This means they have already overcooled. and if a person is cold-natured, they can overheat in the sun. Therefore, always use common sense and listen to your feelings to make reasonable decisions in your life. Learn to understand your body, study it. For all types of constitutions, it's most beneficial to consume the most food at lunchtime. In the morning and evening, it's better to eat the least amount of food. But for Vata constitution, it's desirable to eat more frequently, and for Pitta constitution, less frequently. For example, I have a Pitta constitution, a lot of fire in the body. Therefore, in the mornings I fast, and in the evenings I drink milk and eat cooling fruits, such as apples. At lunchtime I eat very well, but as you can see, I don't gain weight from this. People with a Pitta constitution can digest a lot of food. For people with a Vata constitution, it's beneficial to use corn and sunflower oil. It may be harder for your body to digest grapeseed oil, but if you like it, you can use it in reasonable amounts too. Also, you can consume clarified butter. There are 3 types of oil constitutions. They don't depend on the Vata, Pitta, Kapha constitutions. This depends on individual compatibility with oils. Only one type of oil is ideally suited for each person. For people of any constitution, it's very beneficial to apply oil to the body in the mornings. How to do this correctly? First, you take a shower, then apply a small amount of oil to your body and hair, and then wash it off. This way, the necessary amount of oil will remain on the body. This is very beneficial to the health of people with any constitution. Oil increases beneficial fire in the body. This is important even for people with a Pitta constitution. After all, the fiery constitution implies a large amount of wrong fire in the body, and oil balances the condition due to beneficial fire. It is especially beneficial for those who have little fire in their body. How to check which oil suits you? There are 2 ways. The first method, you smell clarified butter, sesame oil, and coconut oil one by one. The oil that suits you is the one with a light, fresh, not warm aroma. Then apply it to your body. If you start to feel worse, it means you made a mistake in your choice. There are 2 criteria by which you can understand that the oil suits you. Firstly, you will feel a refreshing, not warming aroma. Secondly, after applying the oil to your body, you will feel lightness and comfort. Because if the oil doesn't suit you, it will overheat your body. If you apply a little bit of your suitable oil every day, it will heal your body from many diseases. This is especially true for joint diseases and colds. This treats diseases related to skin and hair. If you've rubbed yourself with oil and feel warmth in your body, heat increases and you feel stuffy, you need to reduce the amount of oil. You can apply small drops of oil to wet skin. Just rub a few drops in. They will spread over the wet skin without problems. Then wash everything off. Microdoses of oil on the body daily make a person healthy and increase life expectancy. 1 small jar of oil should be enough for 2-3 weeks. You need very little. Don't look for other oils for rubbing. Only these 3 oils are suitable for regular use: clarified butter or ghee, sesame oil, light, not dark, and coconut oil. High-quality coconut oil is thick. High-quality sesame oil is clear. High-quality clarified butter has a light yellow color. High-quality clarified butter has a light yellow color, neither dark nor white, but light yellow. Coconut oil should be white, thick, and should be dense. Coconut oil should have a strong coconut smell. Now, a lot of coconut oil is sold clear and odorless. This is low-quality coconut oil. Sesame oil should be clear, but not completely, rather translucent, of a quite light color. There is also black sesame. Its oil cannot be used every day for the body. Why did I say that people of this constitution have to perform body oiling? Because for this constitution, oil massage is the main treatment. Joints started aching, constipation began, headache, feeling cold, tension in the body, sleeping disorders, anxiety, and so on. Many reasons. One method, body oiling. Daily oiling during morning showers gives an opportunity to live normally. In rare cases, evening oil massage is suitable for some people. This is already a medical procedure. You need to consult a doctor. Morning body oiling with 3 oils that cool. The body is suitable for everyone. It's the best if the spice cools. If it's hot, hot is good when it cools, meaning it won't overheat. Sweet and cold spices are the best. You should add them to food more often. The best oil is the one that cools. Oil has a fiery nature, therefore clarified butter, sesame oil, and coconut oil are all cooling. They are the best oils. They will never overheat. You can use them in your life every day. So people who have a cold nature should never eat fresh fruits and cottage cheese in the morning during winter. It'll be hard to bear. Consuming dairy products in the morning can also be dangerous because they will be difficult to digest. In the morning, you should eat mostly dried fruit and some warm food. Warm means it can be heated up. By the way, you can eat baked dairy products, some casseroles, add sour cream, and so on. It will be fine. If you want to eat vegetables in the morning, it's better to choose sweet ones. These are carrots, beets, and pumpkins. So sweet-flavored vegetables should be consumed in the first half of the day. There is no such a connection. For example, I don't consume coconut oil, but I use it for rubbing. Coconut oil is difficult to digest, but clarified butter is suitable for everyone. It's the best oil overall. Cooking with clarified butter is the best option for people with any constitution. You can use clarified butter for a child. You can use it for cooking for any child at any age. Same thing. You put some oil on your child's skin and they get cranky. It means that this oil is not suitable for them. But if they calm down, means it's for them. Everything for a child is selected based on their whims. There's another sign in children when something really suits them. When a child is rubbed with something, for example with oil, and the child becomes calm, it means it really suits them. They feel good. They become calm, frozen. If the child turns away, throws a tantrum, it doesn't suit them. You can understand immediately if they start turning away right now. If something's not right for them, they immediately don't want it. It's a sign that it doesn't suit them. It's the same with food. When you feed a small child with a spoon, they become still, eat, and don't turn away. It means it suits them. This food really suits them. If they turn away, it means it doesn't suit them well, and they don't like this food. Sometimes children turn away because they weren't properly prepared for eating. You need to calm them down before feeding. When children are calmed down, they eat with pleasure. It happens that a child has weak digestion. You should calm them down before feeding, and they will eat well. Let's move forward. For those who have a lot of Vata, tension in the body. Vata is a Sanskrit word. It doesn't mean they have cotton in their body. It's good for such people to start with something hot. Sweet food also suits them well. You can start with a hot drink. It's not necessarily true that those who don't have a lot of fire in their body should start with hot food. Maybe they should start eating something cold instead. You shouldn't eat a big portion of salad at the start of your meal because it leads to digestive disorders. People with a Vata constitution can eat salad between meals. You can mix it with hot dishes. It's easier to digest them together this way. Such people need to eat more hot vegetables. Vegetables calm the Vata constitution. The food should be quite oily, but not too much. For all constitutions, food should be oily. The idea that you should eat less oil is complete nonsense. Oil doesn't cause atherosclerosis if you don't eat it at night and in the morning. If there's a lot of oil in the food at lunch, that's good. Our food is oily, with a lot of oil. Everything digests well. Food should be oily. It's wrong to think that food shouldn't be oily. People who switch to a vegetarian diet, compared to their usual life, should double the amount of oil and protein in their food. Meat is a very fatty food. It contains a lot of oil, even if it's dry. If you stop eating meat, you need to double the amount of oil in your food and double the amount of protein. Where to get protein from? Get protein from dairy products, nuts, legumes. Increase the amount of these products in your diet. If it's difficult for you to eat like this at first, don't worry. Every person gets used to any diet over time. You just need to eat a little, and it will be easy for you. You'll like it. Products that calm Vata suits better for people with this constitution. These are eggplants and pumpkins. Zucchini creates tension. They are good for Pitta. Zucchini is a good product for reducing fire in the body. For those with a Vata constitution, different types of cabbage are well suited. All types of cabbage calm a person, reduce tension in our climate. In India, they might tell you that they do the opposite. They increase Vata. Here they don't create tension. Different types of cabbage increase fire in the body. Ayurvedic practitioners scold me for saying this, but it's a fact. It's practice. Only cauliflower creates a little tension. White cabbage is the hottest and most appetite-stimulating product. If you want to go on a trip traveling, this product always takes away fire in any constitution. It increases tension in the body. And therefore, the best food for the road is cabbage pies. The best food, it's checked on the trip. Avocado. There is such a product, avocado. On the trip, it is well digested by all people. There are 3 products that are suitable for everyone, and everyone needs to eat a lot of them. These products increase health in the body, because health is given to a person by Venus, the planet Venus. 3 products that give Venus and improve health are avocado, coconut, and sesame. These products should always be eaten in difficult life situations. They are very dietary, improve digestion, give health and strength. People with chronic diseases of all constitutions need to eat more of such products because Venus gives health to a person. This is a planet that improves health in the body. For Vata dosha, it's especially good to eat any stewed products in a stewed form. If you were told that some product is not suitable, you can eat it in small amounts. It's not the case that these 3 products are completely unsuitable. It happens rarely, but it happens that one of the 3 is highly suitable, while 2 are less suitable. You will feel it for yourself. If you like to eat a product, for example sesame, then eat it. It's normal. I can't say that it's highly unsuitable for you. These are pure goodness products. When there's a lot of pure goodness in a product, it can't be highly unsuitable. I'm against giving low marks to products in pure goodness. They have 100% pure goodness. Tell this to our nutritionists. I'm against this. There are products that have 100% pure goodness. Coconut, avocado, sesame. They have 100%, 80% pure goodness. That's a lot. Bananas as well. For Vata constitution, stewed greens are very suitable. Greens greatly calm Vata, stewed greens. There is such a dish. It's called shak, when greens are stewed. You need a lot of greens, but it turns out to be very tasty and healthy. Shak. We have shake, but this is shake. Shake in Hindi means greens. Shake, that's what they call stewed greens. Greens. The next constitution is when a person has a slow psyche, it's difficult for him to switch. Usually such people have good memory, but it's hard for them to switch. Such people are often overweight. They have slow digestion. They don't digest food quickly, and if they eat at night, they usually gain weight. Their appetite is moderate, not too big, but they often crave sweets and flour products. This leads to weight gain. It happens that the body is not able to heal itself, for example, when a person is hot by nature but likes spicy food. Or when a person gains weight and prefers flour products and sweets. This means that the body's psyche doesn't understand what is truly beneficial. Let's say, I have a lot of fire, I don't eat pepper, I don't eat fried food. My body understands. It's easier for me to live, I feel I can't have this. But there are other people, it's hot for them to live, but they want to eat spicy food and tomatoes constantly. This means they need to give it up. It means they are destroying their health in this way. There are overweight people. They want flour products and sweets. Such people especially want to eat at night. If a person is overweight, they need to practically finish eating by 1 p.m. Let me explain to you why. Now I'll explain why. From midnight to noon, or from 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. in our time, food decomposes in our body. It's not absorbed. Food is taken from the body for digestion. Catabolic processes. What happens? The sun rises from 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. It goes up. This means that the processes of breakdown in the body increase. Food is used as energy for digestion. It's the same as when we throw wood into the firebox. The wood always runs out in the firebox. But in a tree, wood grows. It doesn't run out. It increases. In our body, there are processes of growth and processes of breakdown. From 1 a.m. to 1 p.m., breakdown processes are occurring. The next third constitution is overweight people. In their bodies, the processes of assimilation are very much predominant. And therefore, they need to eat everything before 1 p.m. so that their breakdown processes are greater than the assimilation processes in the body. Such people need to fast more, generally starve more, observe fasting. Those who are overweight need to observe fasting more. Once a week, they must observe fasting. They need to eat everything in the first half of the day. But instead, such people often want to eat in the second half of the day. This means that the body doesn't understand. What should Kaphas eat? More raw food in the second half of the day. In the first half of the day, fruits. They can be fresh or dried. In general, you need to eat less flour products and sweets, but you still need to eat them. If you want, it's better to have sweets in the morning and flour products during the day. You can have spicy food, by the way, spices. Spicy foods are suitable for people with a Kapha Constitution. This is the only constitution for which spicy foods are suitable, but not in the evening again. Spicy food should be eaten at lunch. For such people, it might be good to eat red pepper. Tomatoes help them burn excess fat. Spicy spices. Spicy spices include red pepper, black pepper, all peppers. There's also pink pepper, green pepper, white pepper. By the way, white pepper is the most powerful antiviral cure of all that I know. Black pepper also treats viruses, but not always. But white pepper has a very strong antiviral effect. The food should be a little spicy. There should be quite a lot of spicy taste for those with a Kapha dosha, when there's a lot of fat in the body. Food shouldn't be overcooked. It needs to be cooked sufficiently. In the morning it can be raw, or rather, in the second half of the day, and at lunch it can be stewed, boiled. People with a Kapha constitution love pizza, lots of fried potatoes. Potatoes are a food that increases weight. Potatoes, bread, sweets, all sweets. They also eat too much dairy, milk, sour cream. All this increases weight. The food should mostly be a little undercooked if you boil it. Stewed vegetables, but not overcooked, not mushy. The food should be dense for this constitution. You'll gain less weight from solid food. If you eat dense, solid food, you'll gain less weight. But nevertheless, it should be spicy taste. There should also be some oiliness, but for this Kapha constitution, there should be the least amount of oil in the food of all three constitutions. If you want oil, eat it at lunch. Consuming oily foods in the evening for this constitution is not good. The weight will start to increase. In general, the Kapha dosha constitution is given to people due to gluttony. Because they used to overeat in their past life, they got such a constitution. Therefore, they need to restrict their diet throughout their life. Try not to overeat all their life. This is their austerity. Laziness and gluttony give the Kapha constitution. In general, these three constitutions are associated with three mobile elements. There are 5 elements in total. 2 of them are immobile elements. This is the element of space or ether. There are different types of space. For example, we have a subtle space. You can't see it, but it exists. It has its own structure. There is a gross material space. There are black holes. The universe enters there and dissolves. This is also another type of space. We have intelligence, ego, physical body, soul, spiritual space. There are different types of space. This is immobile energy. There is also the primary element of earth, or what the body is made of, like a constructor. The gross elements, matter. Gross matter is the earth. There are 3 mobile primary elements from which the mobile environment is created. The primary element of water is associated with human harmony, love. But when it combines with selfishness, the result is laziness and kapha dosha. Accumulation of toxins and laziness occurs if this is combined with egoism. That means that a person with kapha dosha exploits the energy of love. They try to consume it. They love to relax, be lazy, love eating sweets, which is also the energy of love. They exploit the energy of love. And therefore everything turns into toxins and fat. Such people should serve the energy of love. They should feed everyone, cook, distribute food, and smile more at everyone. But instead, they are depressed, wanting others to smile at them. Such a punishment. Next constitution is when a person has the primary element of air or prana, life force. The primary element of air gives a person mobility, strength, power, and the ability to overcome difficulties. People with Vata dosha constitution want movement and strength in life. But because they want this so much, it combines with selfishness. As a result, they become weak, anxious, and fussy. Such people need to learn to live in harmony with this world. They should give strength to others, not take it for themselves. People who have Vata dosha should live in harmony with this world. They should learn not to expect strength from others, movement from others, but to give their own movement. Then their health will improve. Now let's talk about people who have Pitta dosha. There is also a third element, the element of fire. If water means love, then prana means eternity, or the desire for eternity. That means that people with Vata dosha feel fear of eternity, fear of death. The lack of eternity prevails with them. They fuss, run somewhere because they need stability in life. To have stability, one needs to serve people, not run after them. And people who have Pitta dosha constitution lack knowledge. The constitution of fire means that people want to change everything in life. They lack knowledge, they want to change everything. Therefore, they get angry if something is not their way, they want to change everything. Such people suffer from fire. They have inflammatory processes in the body, and they need to use knowledge for others, not for themselves. When such people give themselves and their knowledge, they don't have excess fire in the body. When they try to attract attention to themselves through anger, to command everyone, then the fire in their body increases, authority. There are people who want stability, there are those who want power, there are greedy people. Stability means people who want peace, to be left alone. This is Vata dosha. There are greedy people. This is Kapha dosha. There are people who want power. This is Pitta dosha. A person with a fiery constitution wants power. A person who gains weight, has a lot of fat, is greedy. A person who has tension in the body wants calmness, stability in life. They want to be left alone, not to be disturbed. The next thing I would like to talk about is the evening meal. In general, you should understand that the evening meal is not meant to be full. It is intended for calming. Evening food is not the food that gives you strength. This food calms you down. Therefore, choose a calming diet for yourself in the evening from what will be offered to you. Definitely, you shouldn't eat grain food in the evening. This is not what will help you. You shouldn't consume a lot of oil in the evening. This is not what will help you. You shouldn't eat a lot of sugar in the evening. This is not what will help you. Now let me list the foods you can eat that will help you. Those who have a lot of tension in the body can eat stewed vegetables in the evening. Stewed vegetables help to relax. If a person has a lot of fire in the body, they have two options. Either eat fresh vegetables in the evening or fresh fruits. If people have Kapha dosha, they need to eat fiber in the evening, more fiber. This can be, for example, stewed vegetables, and mainly not even vegetables, but some stewed leaves, spinach, lettuce leaves. Definitely, in the evening, you should not eat food that increases strength in the body. These are nuts, grains, and beans. This will disturb your sleep. Strength should be increased in the morning, not in the evening. If you do physical work, you can eat cheese in the evening. If you are not engaged in physical work, it's better not to eat cheese because it will turn into fat, not strength. But in general, cheese is better, as an exception. If you really want to eat something substantial in the evening, then cheese and sour cream are better than fried, oily food. The best thing to eat in the evening is yellow cheeses that have been aged for a long time and fermented. Paneer-type cheese is better to eat in the morning, not in the evening, as it causes tension. Look, we have 3 constitutions. In the evening, you can mainly eat vegetables and fruits. You can eat dried fruits in the evening. Good food in the evening is bananas or dried bananas, apples or dried apples. Good food in the evening are vegetables that don't greatly increase digestion. For example, lettuce leaves, spinach. Buckwheat is good both in the morning and in the evening, all day long. It's such a calm product. Also, it's good to eat eggplants in the evening. They are calming. For Vata dosha, you can eat dried fruits in the evening and stewed vegetables. What vegetables are for Vata? Vegetables that grow underground are better not to eat at night. They increase the fire in the body and disrupt sleep. In the evening, it's best to eat vegetables that grow above the ground. These can be leaves or vegetables like pumpkin, zucchini, and eggplant. Also, in the evening, you shouldn't eat vegetables that have a fiery nature, such as tomatoes and bell peppers. For Vata Constitution, it is good to eat cabbage in the evening, white cabbage, broccoli, kohlrabi. These cabbages are well suited for Vata Constitution in our climate. But if you go to India and eat these cabbages there, you might feel unwell. There, they don't affect the Vata dosha, they act differently there. You also need a sweet taste, always. In the evening and morning, you need a sweet taste. It can be obtained from fruits, dried fruits, and honey in the evening and in the morning as well. There's your sweet taste. It doesn't make you gain weight and doesn't do anything bad. If you crave sweets, such as confectionery, you should have them only at lunch. You can eat a little bit of them after the meal. By the way, you can eat milk-based sweets, especially women. Milk-based sweets, such as burfi, are also considered morning food. They are light and easily digestible. Yes, beets. Drinking beet juice mixed with carrot juice in the first half of the day significantly activates the breakdown processes. Then you can eat beets simply as food throughout the day. Beets help with weight loss, that's for sure. This product is rich in iron. Also, any raw food helps with weight loss. Beets, both raw and cooked, help with weight loss, but only in the first half of the day. Remember that a person loses weight only in the first half of the day. They don't lose weight in the second half of the day. In the second half of the day, you may not gain weight, but to lose weight, you need to use the first half of the day. In the first half of the day, beetroot juice can help you to get rid of excess weight. So an evening meal consists of stewed vegetables, maybe buckwheat porridge, fruits for those who feel hot, or dried fruits for any constitution. In the evening, pure goodness fruits are especially good, such as bananas, persimmons, apples. These are evening fruits. Pears are not evening fruits. They create tension in a person. The best time to eat watermelon is in the first half of the day because it increases metabolism and diuresis. But people with a hot constitution can sometimes eat melon or watermelon in the second half of the day to cool down from work and tension. But not often, otherwise you'll be like a guard on duty at night instead of sleeping. We must understand that some people are naturally able to wake up early in the morning, while others are not. This depends on the time of their birth. Most often, people who were born between midnight and noon find it easy to wake up early in the morning. And those who were born between noon and midnight find it difficult to wake up early in the morning. The reason for this birth is the punishment of time. Thus, the most favorable time of birth is from midnight to noon. Morning birth is the most favorable. When a person is born in the morning, it means it's easy for them to wake up early. If a person was born in the evening, it's difficult for them to wake up in the morning. But regardless of whether it's hard or easy for you to wake up in the morning, you should still get up early. No, waking up late is a sign of health destruction. When a person gets up later than 7 in the morning, first of all, it decreases life expectancy. Second, it increases unnecessary fire in the body, which will manifest either in metabolic disorders, inflammatory diseases, or in emotionality, anger. When a person gets up late, their willpower and immunity decreases, while depression, anger, or sensitivity to offenses increases. Hormonal functions are disrupted and the face deteriorates. The face becomes puffy, especially in women. When a person gets up late, they cannot work on themselves. They cannot overcome their fate, because you can overcome your fate only in the morning. When a person gets up late, they accumulate bad karma instead of working it off. When a person gets up late, their willpower decreases, their strength of will suffers. Such a person becomes anxious and irritable. In general, when a person gets up late, their energy shifts from internal life to external. They start looking for someone to blame for everything. They start bothering their loved ones, tormenting them, arguing with them. When a person gets up late, they become unsuccessful in life because their sense of foreseeing bad events becomes dulled. A daily routine means that higher powers help us live correctly. It means there are solar forces that give us the strength to live and act during the day, and lunar forces that help us rest. We should live in harmony with these forces. This is called a daily routine. So, evening time is meant for family. It's time for love. When the moon rises, one should give more love to loved ones, love them, take care of them. When the sun rises, it is time for prayer, spiritual life, time for working on oneself. The sun starts rising from 1 o'clock in the morning until it crosses the 7 o'clock line. This is prayer time, and as soon as the sun crosses in, this is already time for studying the scriptures and so on. How should men and women eat? This is a good question. Look, in general, we need to understand the peculiarities. A man should eat more at lunch. A man needs to eat more food that helps him work. These are mainly vegetables, grains, nuts, men's food. Women's food is small, frequent meals, and it's not a sin for women to eat sweets as well. It is also good for men to eat coarse foods occasionally, while women should always eat delicate food. A woman doesn't need roughness and asceticism practice. She needs the energy of love. She replenishes energy in love and gives it away. Therefore, she needs soft, tender, well-prepared food. For men, it's good for health to eat coarse food sometimes.
What does coarse food mean?
For example, fiber. You don't necessarily have to peel vegetables. You can eat them with the peel. This increases the body's defenses. Nuts are male energy, beans, and grains. Men need to eat more protein. Women need more carbohydrates, oil, and sweets. In general, women should eat small portions frequently. Men should eat big, hearty meals. But there are men who have weak digestion. They also need to eat frequent and small meals. A woman should engage her emotions. She should be involved in some kind of creative activity. Singing, dancing, or drawing. Creative activity is essential for a woman. This is how she relieves tension. A man relieves tension through intense workouts. However, a woman must also have some form of physical training. That means that movements are necessary. Movement is needed. They should be soft, smooth, kind, gentle. But sometimes more intense movement can be beneficial for a woman, especially if she's gaining weight. For example, spinning a hula hoop and sweating. Movement is necessary for everyone, but men need painful movement. It means overcoming difficulties, straining himself, and women need healing movements, such as hatha yoga, wushu, qigong, and dancing. This is absolutely necessary for health. There is no health without movement. Everyone needs movement. We have noticed that when people undergo treatment, those who don't move don't get cured. We have noticed that the energy of oil, bark, and stones that we use in treatment accumulate in a person's body, and they are not beneficial for health. If a person doesn't move enough, their health doesn't improve. Movement is life. There are several types of movement that are generally always recommended. The first is walking. The older a person gets, the more they need to walk. Walking is a gentle, natural form of movement that never damages health. It improves heart function and blood circulation. It's best to walk in the morning. You can also walk in the evening, but with a relaxing walk. In the morning, your walking should be strenuous, active, and fast. In the evening, relaxing. Hatha yoga or static exercises never harm anyone. The only question is how to do hatha yoga. Remember, if you have high workability and endurance, you're a hard worker, you have an active body capable of enduring difficulties, you need to do exercises very slowly. Each exercise should last for 10-15 minutes, no less. And if you have a weak body and you get tired quickly, you need to do each exercise quickly and move from one exercise to another. It's not recommended for anyone to drink immediately after eating. You've eaten, then drink a small glass or a little bit after eating, and that's it. You shouldn't drink for about 40 minutes after eating, but after 40 minutes, if a person has a fiery constitution, they need to drink a lot of water after eating. You can start drinking only after 40 minutes. People who have Vata dosha should wait about 2 hours after eating. People who have Kapha dosha can also drink a little bit after 40 minutes. Those who have a lot of fire need the most water. People with a fiery constitution drink a lot. Kapha drinks little. Vata drinks an average amount. If it's Kapha dosha, that is, people who tend to gain weight and drink a lot, especially at night, everything will turn into fat. You should also try to drink more water in the first half of the day. In general, a person shouldn't force themselves to drink, but drinking too little is bad, and drinking too much is also bad. There should be a norm, a harmony in everything. And since we've already started talking about drinking, I want to say that people with a fiery constitution need a lot of soup for lunch. The food should be liquid. People with an airy constitution should eat dry food, not completely dry, but rather dryish. They don't need too much water. People with Kapha constitution need to drink an average amount of water during meals. Their food shouldn't be too dry either. They like to eat dry food, but it shouldn't be too dry. If you have a mixed type of constitution, then your diet should be mixed. Determine how you should eat. I'm only giving general recommendations. Drinking water in the morning is good for everyone. If a person has Vata constitution, hot water. If Pitta constitution, cold water. For Kapha constitution, warm water. It's beneficial for everyone to drink water in the morning because toxins are metabolized in the body during the morning hours. At night and in the morning, toxins are well eliminated from the body along with water. If you have a lot of toxins in your body and you feel unwell, it's better not to eat at all in the morning. Fast in the morning because toxins are burned off in the morning. Let's talk about food compatibility. You can't eat clarified butter and honey at the same time, especially in equal proportions. These are incompatible things. You can't eat clarified butter and honey together. You shouldn't eat watermelons and melons together with anything else. This can lead to unpleasant consequences. It's not advisable to add melons and watermelons into vegetable or fruit salads. It's dangerous for health. Under no circumstances should melons be added to fruit salads. Fresh fruits and fresh vegetables are incompatible when consumed simultaneously. And even in one meal, you shouldn't eat fresh fruits with fresh vegetables. But there are exceptions. For example, you can add sweet vegetables to a fruit salad. Avocado is neither a fruit nor a vegetable. It can be added to both. The same applies to coconut. You can also consume sesame. It's both a spice and not a spice. You can simply eat it or add it to spices. All these Venusian products, they are for everyone and always. No, if you add clarified butter and honey to milk, everything will be fine. However, the word a lot always has a negative connotation. If you feel that you add a lot, then it's bad. For me, for example, a large spoon of honey with milk is not too much at night, but for someone else it might be too much. The word a lot is inappropriate for health. If there's a desire to eat something specific, all this should be eaten at lunch. Desires should be satisfied at lunch, not at night. Evening and morning time is not the time for satisfying desires. It's time for asceticism practice. In the morning and evening, you need to limit your nutrition according to recommendations, and if you want something more, it should be during the day. There are foods that increase a person's strength. For example, ginger can increase strength. It can be eaten to increase strength at lunch. Lunchtime is the time to increase strength. Some people want spicier food, some saltier, some more sour. All of this increases strength. All of this should be eaten at lunch. In the evening and morning, this is no longer necessary to do. To learn more on the subject of health and healing of the body, please make sure to read my health guide, available for download on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram page. Thank you very much, and see you soon.